What's good, everybody? Shaq with Sergio's Collection back for another day. We are on day 14 of our 21-day challenge. Today is July 24th. It is Friday. It is Friday evening. So today, didn't go to plan. So, yeah, I know there's the quote, um, everybody has a plan until they get hit in the mouth. And today was one of those days. So we'll get into it. We'll probably just talk about today. Yeah. But today was a heavy delivery day. So I have my notes here. We had a lot of deliveries, pretty big ones. We had chair delivery, about 36 chairs. We had a second chair delivery, about 12 chairs. We had a 13 table delivery, and then we had a 2,000-pound delivery from our fixtures company. The display cases, the checkout counters, the slat wall, the gondolas, everything. So that, and then we had some small deliveries from Amazon for some stuff. So a few things didn't show up, and a few things I delivered. And I'll talk through each one. First big delivery of the day, we had our chairs delivered, and that was 36 chairs. They came stacked, 9 high, 4 rows. They were on a pallet. We didn't have anything to take the pallet off at the time, so it just basically went in the truck trailer and dropped them down. Handed them down, and then basically brought them in and just stacked them against the wall. So we have basically like 4 rows of 9 over there. So that got delivered pretty early on. Well, I still had work today, so this is all like afternoon, evening. Worked in the morning, worked all day, and then came to the shop afterwards. So that was the first thing that got delivered. So after that chair delivery, we had a little downtime before the next one. So we set up our phone system, and then as well as our terminals. So the things you see at checkouts to make payments. So we set all that up. Had a little internet connectivity issues, but we resolved all that. So the phone system's working, and then the terminal system is working. So that was good. From there, we had our big delivery of our fixtures, and so they made a mistake at the warehouse, and they packed it in a way where it couldn't come off the lift gate, because it would have been a risk of either breaking the lift gate, or it would have been a risk of damaging the product because it would have fell off the lift gate, because the product was like 100 inches long. And of course, the lift gate's not that long. And so thankfully, we had a neighbor, shout out Matt, who has a forklift at his place of business, which is Old Greg Brewery. And he's one of the owners there. So went over there, reached out, said, "Hey, can I borrow your forklift real quick?" He's like, hop over there and drive it. So came over there. We tried to get it off. His forklift was too small, so he had to go get its extensions, come back, and basically had to unload it off like halfway, and then we had to have a lift gate the other side and then lower it and put it on the ground, and that was that in terms of getting it. From there, we had to open it. It was in a crate. We had to, take out all the screws out and take all the nails out, and then basically just start bringing packaging in. Everything was unassembled. We did it that way to save on shipping and just different things. And I'm planning on assembling it this weekend and early next week. So everything was unassembled. So it was a lot of us moving things inside. We have a couple dollies, but it took a little while. It was pretty hot outside, like 96 degrees. So it's been a fun day. You can probably see like, sweat or salt or something on me. But that took a while. It took about a couple hours. Took a lot of energy out of us as well. And that was like the second big delivery of the day. I did find out that the other chairs, the 12 additional chairs that we ordered, had been moved to Monday, but no one had contacted me or whatever. I just had to go in the system and look. And then we also had a final table order of 13 tables, and this one was just a mess. We waited all day. It was supposed to be delivered at like 1, so I got here at like 1. Didn't show up. They kept pushing the time back, and finally it said it'll be here between 5 and 7. And come to find out, 5:50, the driver says they showed up. They say that I wasn't here at the store, and they decided to leave. And when I look at the picture, it just shows the picture of the label of the item. It doesn't show any proof that I wasn't here. And so I called them. It went to, of course, like some 1-800 number. So I actually drove down to kind of the FedEx ground. Through that, they don't have like a office area. They just have like security. Talk to security, let them know what's going on. They basically gave me a number, which is actually to the direct line of support. So that was great. Called them, kind of got stuff, situated. She went and called the manager to get the driver back on the road later today. But of course, that took forever, and she didn't get back to me for like an hour, so I had to call back. But then I realized when I called back, what they told me is they did a scan, and they said that there was actually only one box, and so they were expecting me to have 13 different tracking numbers. And I was like, well, no, that's not how it works. The place I bought it from, the order shows as shipped, and when anything shows as shipped, that means they're shipping everything in that order, and there was only one tracking number on there. So sure enough, I went to FedEx, I went to the tracking number, and then I saw that there was actually only one package in there, and it was only for um, 61 pounds. So there's no way each one of these tables are 61 pounds. So there's no way there's 13 packages in there. So two issues. One, the driver was too lazy to deliver. Initially, I thought it was 13 packages, but essentially the driver was too lazy to just drop one table, 61 pounds. And then two, the seller didn't pay attention, and they, instead of shipping me 13 that I paid for, they only shipped one. So and then we have, before there was another table manufacturer they were using, but they were taking a while to get delivered. And so we actually got 3 of those delivered. So we're going to keep those. And then what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to place another order with them to get 10 more so we can get our 13 and just try to get the expedited to get it here probably Tuesday so we can get that set up. Because we're opening Saturday. And then also some of my distributors that I have are great, but there are a few that they're pending applications that they need pictures of inside the store and all that. So I need the tables and stuff set up, as well as want to make sure that I have everything ready to go for launch day. So, and then I'll cancel that order of the 13 tables because clearly they're not paying attention and they sent me one instead of 13. So I just don't want to do business with them, and I'm not going to work with that to get that reshipped. So I'm just going to contact the company tomorrow. Hey, you only ship one. Let's just cancel that order. Let's get that one shipped back to you. These were a little lower quality, but because the other one was taking a while, I just needed to get some tables in the door. But, maybe I should have just waited and waited that one out, and we would have those by now. But it is what it is, growing pains, learning. So that was kind of all the deliveries today. So I think one of the biggest things for me, I think trust and integrity is a big values of mine. And I just don't like when people do stupid stuff like, hey, we're too tired right now, so we're gonna go home. Right? Just call me. We could talk about it or something, but just don't mark something as shipped and lie about it and leave. So it just rubbed me the wrong way, and just maybe, we all know this. A lot of business owners aren't always do the right thing all the time, and so I just want to make sure that Surge's Collection, we're doing the right thing at all times. Because I never want to have others feel the way that I feel today, and just have all the frustration and especially me leaving work a little early today, and just getting people here to help me do all those different setups. And it's just like, all right, we plan this entire day out, and then, just a couple of bad decisions by certain people, kind of ruin a lot of the day. But we did get a lot done, so we don't let that kind of ruin the full day. But just a lot of unexpected delays and a lot of unexpected issues, but we'll get them resolved. So not super worried, but just another day in the life. Of course, like we're doing this in 3 weeks versus doing this in 3 months, and so there was some expected delays and issues, and so it just comes with the territory. Moving on to tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a heavy kind of fixtures installation day. We're gonna do a lot of the stuff. We're gonna set up all the display counters or display cases. We're gonna set up the display the checkout counters. We're gonna set up the gondolas. We'll set up the tables we do have. We have all 36 chairs, so we'll get those kind of in that specific place, and we'll start measuring where everything should go, and just really tackle a lot this weekend since I have all day tomorrow to do that, as well as Sunday. So that way next week we can just focus on slat wall and stuff like that. So, but yeah, more to come. I think my learning was in there somehow, and yeah, it was a long day. I'm glad I waited a little longer. I was a little more frustrated earlier, but like I said, it is what it is. This just happens in business. You just got to roll with the punches, and we live to see another day, and I know tomorrow will be a better day, and we'll get a lot of stuff done, and we're still on track. So that's the biggest thing, is making sure we're still on track to open. If we have to open and we only have 6 tables, we'll figure it out, right? So, but hoping everything gets here in time. We'll definitely have enough time to do all the installations. For me next week, pretty much gonna be in the store every day. Took off of work for a few days to make sure everything is ready. So, anything that's still on the list by Thursday or Friday, we're gonna knock those out. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I got, y'all. The space looks a lot better. Next time I may show you around and walk around a little bit, but from day one where there's nothing in here to now, we pretty much have almost everything in the store so that we need to set up. But till next time, everybody, peace.